God says this is the place where you will live from next week on. Listen to this message very carefully, because if you ignore it, you may miss the greatest shift of your life. The Lord has seen your struggles, the long nights, the loneliness, the prayers you've whispered through tears that nobody saw, and now He speaks. A divine relocation is about to occur. This message is not for the masses. It's for you, you who have felt lost, you who have been stuck, you who have been asking, Lord, when will things finally change? This is your confirmation. You are not where you belong, but within the next few days, God will show you the place, a real place, a divine territory where your spirit will finally breathe again. And from that place will come healing, restoration, abundance, and peace. Stay with me, because by the end of this message, a heavenly confirmation will come over you, and you'll know without a doubt that God has chosen your new dwelling. Chapter 1. Urgent message from heaven. The Lord woke me up in the middle of the night with these words: "Tell my child I am about to move them. The place where they are now is not where they will stay. I have prepared a new home." This is not just a physical relocation. This is a spiritual repositioning. What's coming isn't just a new address. It's a divine territory where prayers will finally be answered, and the warfare you've endured will come to an end. There are moments when God interrupts the ordinary to release a divine warning. This is one of those moments. This message was sent from heaven urgently because time is running out. The enemy has plans to trap you where you are, to suffocate your faith, isolate your soul, and block your blessings. But God is one step ahead. This is why this message found you today. You didn't stumble upon this video. Heaven orchestrated it. The same Spirit that led the Israelites out of Egypt is now stirring a movement in your life. In the next week, your life could look completely different, but only if you listen, only if you act. This message is a turning point, and right now, the Spirit of the Lord is surrounding you with clarity and urgency. He's about to show you something, and when He does, don't hesitate, because hesitation could cost you everything. You've been praying for direction. You've been asking God, show me what to do, show me where to go, and now He answers. The Holy Spirit is speaking, not through loud thunder or flashing signs, but through a deep pull in your spirit, a sense that something is shifting, a gentle push, a whisper that says, "You don't belong here anymore." This is how the Lord leads His chosen. He doesn't shout, He guides step by step, moment by moment. And when He shows you the next place, it may not look impressive on the outside. It may not make sense to others, but something in your soul will recognize it. You'll feel peace. You'll feel release. You'll feel like you've come home, because God doesn't just give directions, He gives confirmation. Sometimes He'll speak through dreams, other times through people, but often it's that quiet inner knowing, that holy unrest where you are, and that sudden pull towards something new. Pay attention. You've been ignoring the signs. You've been questioning the shift, but this is your moment. God is telling you, follow my voice and I will take you to the place where your blessing is waiting. But He needs your obedience, not later, not next month, now. The door is opening, but it won't stay open forever. If this message is piercing your heart right now, type in the comments, I hear you, Lord. I will follow. Let heaven see your faith. Let the angels record your obedience. This is the kind of agreement that activates miracles. The sign of discomfort. One of the clearest signs that God is preparing to move you is when you no longer feel comfortable where you are. What once felt safe now feels heavy. What once felt familiar now feels foreign. The people around you begin to change. The atmosphere begins to shift, and suddenly you feel like you don't belong anymore. That's not confusion, that's not just age. That's the Holy Spirit disturbing your comfort zone. Discomfort is heaven's alarm clock. When God is ready to promote you, He removes the cushions around you. He allows tension to rise not to punish you but to prepare you. Because if you stay too long in a place that no longer serves your purpose, you will miss the blessing He has prepared for your next destination. The Israelites cried for deliverance in Egypt, but when God sent Moses, many hesitated to leave. Why? Because even bondage can feel familiar, and the enemy wants you to stay stuck in the familiar so that you never step into the promised. But God is shaking the ground beneath your feet to say, get ready. I am relocating your life. The frustrations you've been feeling, the people pulling away from you, the lack of progress no matter how hard you try. It's not failure, it's not punishment. It's a divine signal that you've outgrown this place. The grace for your current situation is lifting, and where there is no more grace, there can be no more growth. You've been trying to force fruit in a field that's no longer fertile, but the Lord says, the place I am taking you to is already blessed. The soil is already prepared. All I need is your willingness to move. So what's holding you back? Fear, doubt, waiting for a sign. This is your sign. This message was sent directly to you. God is confirming what He's already been whispering. It's time to go. Let this truth break every hesitation in you. And if this word is confirming what you've already been feeling in your spirit, I want you to make a declaration of obedience. Type in the comments right now, I trust God. I'm ready to leave this place, or I feel it. God is moving me. I won't resist Him. Let every angel assigned to your life see your faith in action. Let your enemies know you're stepping out of the old. Let heaven record your agreement. Your discomfort is not random. It's the voice of God urging you to move forward into your new season, into your new territory, into your new home. The spiritual awakening, dreams, signs, and revelations about change. There are times when heaven speaks not through sermons, not through voices, but through symbols, through dreams, through the language of the Spirit that only those who are truly awake can understand. You've been having strange dreams. You've seen repeating numbers. You've heard whispers in your sleep. You've felt unexplainable pulls to places you've never been. You've started waking up at the same hour every night between 3 and 4:00 a.m. And it's not random. God has been trying to get your attention. You see, before God moves you physically, He awakens you spiritually, because no transition happens in the natural unless it first begins in the spirit. Have you been sensing a change, an inner restlessness, a feeling like something is coming but you don't know what? That's not anxiety, that's not aging, that's spiritual awakening. It's God calling you to be alert because something divine is unfolding behind the scenes. The Lord speaks to His people in dreams. Genesis 46:2 says, "And God spoke to Israel in visions of the night and said, 'Jacob, Jacob.' And he said, 'Here I am.'" Pay attention. Your subconscious has become God's canvas. Your dreams are carrying messages from the throne room. That recurring image in your dream, that unfamiliar house you keep seeing, that open door, that river, that voice calling your name, these are not coincidences. They are prophetic messages placed gently in your spirit while the noise of the world is silent. If you've been dreaming of moving, of packing, of walking through unknown places, understand this: the spiritual realm is already preparing the shift. God is sending signs ahead of time because He never moves His people blindly. He reveals before He releases. But here's the danger. If you ignore the spiritual signs, if you dismiss the dreams, you could remain trapped in a season that has already ended. In heaven, the door to your next season is already swinging open, but if your spirit is asleep, you'll walk right past it. This is why you must stay awake. This is why your soul must be alert. Your future is being announced in whispers, in visions, in subtle moments when your flesh is quiet and your spirit is listening. So here's what I want you to do. Type in the comments, "God, I hear you in the dreams." "I am ready," or "I will not miss the signs." "I will follow where you lead." Your obedience is being tested in this moment because this isn't just about dreams, it's about alignment. The dreams are not fantasy. They're prophecy, and prophecy must be responded to. You've been asking God to speak. He has been. Now it's time for you to respond. Open your eyes, open your ears, and most of all, open your spirit, because your relocation has already begun in the heavenly realm, and soon it will manifest in the physical. The test of the wilderness. Before the promise comes the proving ground. Before God brings you into your promised land, He always brings you through the wilderness. It's a spiritual law. It's not punishment. It's preparation, because God will never give you a new place unless you are ready to carry His presence in it. Many people miss their blessing because they don't understand this principle. They cry out for change, they pray for a breakthrough, but when the testing begins, they resist it, not realizing it's the final step before the promise is released. The wilderness is never easy. It's dry, it's lonely, it's silent, and for many it feels like abandonment. But the truth is, the wilderness is where heaven watches you most closely. It's where God removes the distractions. It's where He shuts the mouths of your enemies, and it's where He forges your obedience in fire. Ask Moses, ask Joseph, ask David. Every single person in Scripture who was called to a divine place first had to walk through seasons of rejection, isolation, discomfort, and uncertainty. You're not being punished. You're being processed because the place God is taking you next requires a version of you that cannot be contaminated by fear, bitterness, or unbelief. The wilderness is not where you die. It's where you shed the old skin. It's where you bury doubt. It's where your faith is no longer based on feelings but on truth. And let me be clear, this is why some doors haven't opened yet. Not because God is saying no, but because He's waiting for you to pass the test. There are places you're praying to enter, but God will not send you there with Egypt still in your heart. You can't enter the new with the habits of the old. You can't possess the promise if you're still tied to your past. So, what has your wilderness looked like? Financial strain, emotional distance from others, prayers that seem to go unanswered, a deep feeling of being forgotten. These are not signs that God has left you. They are signs that God is preparing you, because the greater the promise, the deeper the preparation. Some of you are right at the edge. The enemy has tried to wear you down in this season. He wants you to give up right before the blessing appears, but I'm here to tell you, don't you dare quit. Not now, not here. Not after everything you've survived. Your wilderness is not the end of the road. It is the bridge between where you were and where God is taking you. And hear me clearly, your wilderness is ending. The Lord is about to bring you out, not broken but transformed, not weak but refined, not bitter but blessed. So now let heaven hear your faith again. Type in the comments, "I won't give up in the wilderness." "I'm passing the test," or "This dry season is ending." God is preparing me for more. Speak it. Declare it. Let it rise in your spirit, because the promise isn't just coming. It's already waiting just on the other side of this final test. Stay faithful. You're almost there. The land has been prepared. God has already chosen the place where your blessing will grow. You keep praying, "Lord, where do I go next?" You keep searching, waiting, wondering, but what you don't realize is the place is already prepared. Long before the Israelites stepped foot into Canaan, God had already set boundaries, raised up resources, and even cleared enemies out of the way. They weren't entering a blank space. They were entering a preordained blessing, and now you are next in line. Listen closely. The Lord has already marked the place. It has your name on it. No one else can take it. It's been sealed in the Spirit and is waiting for your obedience. That house you dreamed about, that city you feel drawn to but can't explain, that location you keep seeing again and again, almost like a holy echo. God is not planting those ideas in your mind randomly. They are coordinates in the spirit. He is trying to show you where He has already gone ahead of you. You've been asking for a miracle, but God has already built the stage. The miracle is not being created, it's being revealed. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how certain doors are suddenly closing around you? People are walking away. Opportunities are drying up in places where you used to thrive. That's because your current soil can no longer sustain your calling. When God finishes with a place, He makes it uncomfortable, unfruitful, and unstable. Why? Because if He didn't, you'd stay, and you can't stay here because there's a place, yes, a literal location where divine connections are waiting. People you haven't met yet, but they're praying for someone just like you. Opportunities, assignments, favor already positioned. All it takes is your step of faith. This isn't about packing your bags tomorrow. This is about opening your heart today. It's about saying, God, I'm ready to go where you've already gone before me. You don't have to make the blessing happen. You just have to step into it. Look at Deuteronomy 6:10-11. When the Lord your God brings you into the land He swore to your fathers, to give you a land with large, flourishing cities you did not build, houses filled with all kinds of good things you did not provide, wells you did not dig, and vineyards you did not plant. Do you hear what God is saying? The work has already been done. You're not arriving to start from scratch. You're arriving to inherit. But you must believe that something better is not just possible, it's promised. So I ask you now, are you ready to step into what God already prepared for you? Are you willing to trust Him beyond what your eyes can see? Because if you delay, someone else might try to claim what was meant for you, but they cannot keep it because what God has marked for you can't be transferred. It's yours if you move in faith. Right now, make a declaration of belief. Type in the comments, I believe the place is ready. I'm ready to walk into it, or the Lord has prepared the land. I will not hesitate. Let the heavens hear you speak in agreement with what's already unfolding. Let the angels move on your behalf. Let your spirit awaken to this truth. You are not waiting for your next season. Your next season is waiting for you. It's time. Your enemies will be removed. God is clearing the path. Before He positions you, before God places you in the new land, He must deal with what and who cannot go with you. You've felt it. People pulling away, friendships suddenly fading, family members becoming cold, unexpected attacks, gossip, betrayal, tension where there used to be peace. You've been asking, God, why is this happening now? Why am I losing people when I need them the most? Why am I being targeted when all I've done is remain faithful? The answer is simple and yet deeply spiritual, because you're getting closer. The moment heaven gets ready to position you, hell gets nervous, and the enemy will do everything in his power to distract you, discredit you, and tie your soul to relationships and places that were never meant to go where God is sending you. Listen carefully. Not everyone can enter your promised land. Not everyone can be part of your next chapter. And not everyone who clapped for you in the last season will celebrate your promotion in the next. God is not being cruel. He's being strategic because He knows that where you're going requires purity of spirit. It requires clarity. It requires that you walk in alignment, not attachment. Remember what God told Gideon before sending him into battle. God reduced his army from 32,000 to 300. Why? Because victory isn't about how many surround you. It's about how many are truly sent by God. Some of you are still mourning over who left. You're still trying to understand why that door closed, why that opportunity slipped through your fingers. But what if God was protecting you from something you couldn't see? What if their presence in your next season would have poisoned your progress? God doesn't just bless you with a new place. He protects the blessing by removing the threats before you even arrive. That's what's happening now. The friction you're feeling with certain people, the sudden silence from those who used to be close, the tension in your spirit around familiar environments. It's all part of God's cleansing process. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause, for there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. Your prayers aren't being ignored, they're being misplaced. Do you ever feel like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling, like you're pouring your heart out but nothing's changing? I found out why this happens, and it's not because you're not praying right. It's because prayers need to resonate at a specific frequency to reach the divine. This ancient secret was hidden for centuries, but now it's out and it's changing lives. Get the full story here. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret, because it's time to start seeing real answers. My beloved child, now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you. He's clearing the way. He's removing those who are not called to walk with you in this next dimension. Not because you hate them, but because their presence would delay the purpose. You don't need to fight back. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to try to fix what God has intentionally broken. Let it go. Your job is not to hold on. Your job is to move forward. Look at Exodus 23:27. I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you encounter. I will make all your enemies turn their backs and run. That is God's promise to you today. He is not just opening the door. He is clearing the hall before you walk through it. Every jealous spirit, every lying tongue, every spiritual attack, every soul tie that has tried to keep you small, God is cutting it. You've been surrounded by resistance, not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous to the enemy's plans. Your very presence in the new land will break generational curses, release wealth, restore legacies, and bring revival. The enemy knows it. That's why he's been trying to bury you in distractions and betrayals. But it will not work because the Lord is saying, I myself am removing what hinders you. I am making the crooked places straight. I will not allow the contaminated to contaminate the consecrated. Let this word sink deep into your soul. You are being separated for elevation. So here's what I want you to declare in faith. Type in the comments, Lord, remove every enemy from my path, or I will not fight to keep what you're removing. Let it be written in heaven that you have chosen obedience over attachment, that you have chosen destiny over comfort, that you are ready not just for a new place, but for a purified purpose, because the enemies that followed you in this season, they will not follow you into the next. The warfare is ending. The sifting is complete. The land is about to be revealed. The door that opens by itself. When it's God, no force can stop it. There comes a moment in every believer's life when your effort can no longer carry you forward, when your wisdom isn't enough, your money isn't enough, your network isn't enough, and then something supernatural happens. A door opens by itself, not by your strength, not by your connections, not even by your prayers, but by the sovereign will of God who says, now is the time. Walk through. Some of you have been knocking on doors for years. You've applied, you've waited, you've tried. You've heard no after no, closed door after closed door, until discouragement became your daily companion. But hear me, you were not being rejected. You were being redirected, because when the door that's meant for you opens, you won't need to force it. It will swing open with no explanation, no manipulation, no stress, and no delay. Acts 12:10 says something powerful. They passed the first and second guards and came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through it. Let that settle in your spirit. The iron gate opened by itself. That wasn't coincidence. That wasn't luck. That was divine appointment. That was what happens when God says, enough waiting. It's time. Some of you are about to see doors open in places you didn't even apply, phone calls you weren't expecting, opportunities you didn't plan for, people who don't even know you suddenly becoming divine instruments for your promotion. And when it happens, it will seem so easy, so sudden, so unexplainable that your first instinct will be to question it. Is this real? Why me? Why now? But let me tell you something. God doesn't need your resume to open a door. He needs your obedience. And when you have suffered long enough, when you have passed the test, when you have been refined in the fire, God will open a door that your enemies can't block, your past can't haunt, and your fears can't shut. No man will get the glory. No institution will claim they made it happen. It will be obvious that it was the hand of God, because when it's your door, you won't need a key. Heaven itself will unlock it. And right now, as you're reading this, the Spirit of God is stirring the hearts of those who will bless you. He is aligning resources. He is shifting schedules. He is moving mountains behind the scenes. The door may not be visible yet, but it's already opening. And when it does, you must walk through it. No delay, no excuses, no fear. This is not the season for hesitation. This is not the season for second guessing. This is the season to say, God, when you open the door, I will step through. Because delay is disobedience, and obedience, immediate obedience, is what activates the favor that's waiting on the other side. So now I ask you, will you walk through the door, or will you stand frozen in the hallway of hesitation? Make your answer known to heaven right now. Type in the comments, I will walk through the door when God opens it, or I will not miss my moment. I'm ready, Lord. Let your faith rise. Let your spirit prepare, because the next door won't require striving. It will require trust. The handle is turning. The hinges are shifting. The next chapter of your life is not waiting for you to fight for it. It's waiting for you to step into it. And when the door opens, you'll know, because it will feel like coming home to a place you've never been but always belonged. A new dwelling means a new season. The shift in location is also a shift in destiny. What if I told you that your current location is limiting your purpose? What if the reason you felt stuck, overlooked, underutilized, spiritually dry, and emotionally drained is because you've stayed in a season that God already ended in heaven? We don't talk about this enough. Your physical environment affects your spiritual assignment. Where you are determines what grows inside you. And for many of you, the place you've called home is no longer your soil. It's your tomb. Let that sink in, because you're not just changing locations. You're crossing a spiritual threshold. And with that change, heaven is activating a new destiny, a new timeline, a new purpose that has been held in divine delay until now. It's not just about a new address. It's about a divine appointment. God has been preparing not just a place, but a season that begins only when you step where He's sending you. Every time God changed someone's location in Scripture, He also changed their destiny. Abraham moved and became the father of nations. Ruth moved and met her Redeemer. David left the pasture and stepped into his kingship. Elijah was told to go to Zarephath, and there, God commanded a widow to provide for him. Had any of them stayed where they were, they would have forfeited the next dimension of their calling. That's why the enemy wants you to doubt this word. That's why your flesh is afraid to leave what's familiar, because your new dwelling is more than just a shift in scenery. It's a divine unlocking. The enemy knows once you step into the place God prepared, your voice gets louder, your impact expands, your provision multiplies, your anointing deepens, your peace returns. Why? Because you've come into alignment, and where there is alignment, there is acceleration. Some of you have been fighting for years to make things work where you are, trying to fix relationships God already broke off, trying to build businesses in cities God never called you to, trying to grow in soil that rejected your roots a long time ago. But now you know God has been trying to move you because what you need next, the provision, the protection, the purpose, the people, is not in your current place. It's in the place He's leading you to. Let me say this clearly. The season doesn't begin until the move does. The door doesn't open until your feet are in motion. The blessing doesn't activate until your obedience does. You've been stuck in delay, not because God said no, but because you've stayed where He already said to leave. But He's giving you grace now. He's sending this message as your second confirmation. And if you're still reading this, it means you're one of the few who are chosen to shift before the year ends. This isn't about relocating impulsively. This is about aligning strategically. And when you step into the right place, you will find open doors you didn't even knock on, conversations that change everything, health returning to your body, joy you forgot you could feel, sleep that finally restores you, and favor that follows you like a shadow. You won't have to beg for breakthrough. You'll breathe in breakthrough because the land was blessed before you arrived, but it couldn't release what it carried until you showed up. This is why the enemy attacked you so heavily this year. He wanted to stop the shift because the devil doesn't fear who you've been. He fears who you're about to become when you finally dwell where you belong. Right now, I want you to declare your faith out loud. Type in the comments, "I'm ready for the place and the season God has prepared," or "This move will unlock my destiny. I will not delay." This is the chapter where the whole atmosphere shifts. This is not just narrative. This is a spiritual agreement. You are now stepping into territory where everything begins to align. You are not walking into a new house. You're walking into the manifestation of prophecy. This is your moment. Don't look back. Miracles and divine connections await in the new place. What will begin the moment you arrive? You've been surviving spiritually, breathing on low, holding on by a thread, praying prayers like, "Lord, just give me one sign, one open door, one confirmation that I haven't been forgotten." And now He responds. But what you don't fully realize yet is this: the place God is calling you to is not just different, it is supernatural. It's not just a change of scenery. It's the place where miracles are already scheduled to meet you. Right now, as you read this, there are divine appointments being arranged in the unseen realm. People who don't even know your name yet but are being stirred in their spirit to help you. Opportunities that will find you not because of who you know, but because of what God is about to release over your life. Healing, physical, emotional, financial. That will begin the moment you obey and take the step toward your new territory. Let me speak prophetically to you now. There are connections waiting in your next place that you've been praying for in your current place, but they will not appear until you get into position, because provision is always tied to placement. When Elijah obeyed and went to the brook at Cherith, God sent ravens to feed him, not before, not while he was thinking about moving, but after he obeyed. When he left the brook and went to Zarephath, God had already spoken to a widow to sustain him there. God had already done his part, but none of it was activated until Elijah moved. The same is true for you. There are resources, relationships, revelations, and breakthroughs waiting, but they are connected to your next place, not your current one. God is not going to force them to come to where you are, because where you are is no longer in alignment with where He's taking you. You've been asking, where's the miracle? But heaven has been asking, where's your movement? The release of the miracle is waiting on your relocation. You've sown in tears, you've labored in silence, you've endured seasons of dryness and disappointment, but now hear this clearly. The soil of your next place is soaked in favor. There are ideas inside of you that haven't grown, not because they were wrong, but because they were planted in the wrong environment. There's a version of you, stronger, bolder, freer, that only emerges in the right environment. The place where God is sending you is not random. It is anointed ground, and the moment your feet touch it, something will break, something will unlock, something will flow. The connections that couldn't find you before will recognize you. The people assigned to your purpose will identify you in the spirit. Doors that stayed shut for years will swing open in days, and it will all feel so sudden, but heaven has been preparing it for a long time. You just couldn't see it yet because the miracle was waiting on your movement. Hear me. The place God is leading you to has been under spiritual construction. Every detail, every resource, every person, every solution, it has all been arranged. God is not improvising, He is orchestrating. And this isn't about comfort, it's about calling, because what you will accomplish in that place, the healing you'll receive, the impact you'll make, the legacy you'll begin, is bigger than you realize. You're not just moving into a new house, you're moving into a prophetic alignment with your destiny. So now I ask you to respond in faith. Type in the comments, "I believe miracles are waiting where God is sending me," or "Divine connections will find me in the place God prepared." Don't just agree silently. Speak it into the atmosphere. Put your name on it. Let it be recorded in heaven, because your life is about to shift from survival to divine strategy. And the place you're headed is not just a new location. It's the launch pad for the greatest season of your life. The miracle is not coming to your current place. The miracle is waiting in your next place. Do not look back. God's command to move forward is final. When God says move, He's not asking for your opinion. He's not negotiating with your fears. He's not waiting for you to get everyone's approval. He is commanding forward motion, because the door behind you has already been sealed. And yet many remain stuck, not because they didn't hear God, but because they keep looking back. They look back at what was comfortable, back at what was familiar, back at the relationships, routines, and roles that no longer fit, back at the life they built even if it was crumbling. The same thing happened to Lot's wife. Genesis 19:17 says, "Escape for your life. Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley." And yet, in verse 26, "But Lot's wife behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt." Understand this. She wasn't just punished for a glance. She was judged because her heart was still attached to what God had already condemned. She left the city, but the city never left her. This is where many believers are right now, physically present in a new season but emotionally chained to the old one. God has spoken. He has stirred your spirit. He has shown you the signs, but you keep revisiting memories that were never meant to define you. You keep rehearsing conversations that already ended. You keep asking questions like, what if I stayed? What if I tried one more time? What if I'm wrong about this new season? Let me tell you something with the full authority of heaven. The enemy's greatest weapon against your future is nostalgia for a past that nearly destroyed you. The longer you look back, the longer you delay what's ahead, because God will not manifest forward blessings for a soul that keeps glancing backward. He's calling you to be like Abraham, who left his father's land not knowing where he was going, but trusting that God would provide. He's calling you to be like Paul, who declared, "One thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead." Philippians 3:13. Why? Because your future is not behind you. Your healing is not behind you. Your purpose is not behind you. Your anointing is not back there. It's all ahead. It's in the place God is leading you to, and it cannot manifest until your mind, heart, and body are all in alignment with forward movement. Let me ask you something serious. What are you still holding on to that God already removed? Whose voice are you still entertaining that God already silenced? Why are you still trying to breathe life into things God already buried? You don't need another confirmation. You don't need another sign. You need resolve, because the promised land is for the obedient, not the hesitant. When Jesus called his disciples, he didn't say, "Follow me after you've said goodbye to everyone." He said, "Leave everything." And those who hesitated, he left behind. The Spirit of the Lord is saying to you right now, stop looking back. Start moving forward. I have something for you that is greater than anything you left behind. So today, make a decision. Burn the bridges. Delete the distractions. Close the emotional doors. Walk away from whatever's been holding your spirit hostage. You cannot carry the weight of old seasons into a new one. This move you're about to make is not just geographic, it's prophetic. And every step you take away from the past is a step closer to your divine alignment, your spiritual upgrade, and your next level favor. So now, seal this moment with bold obedience. Type in the comments, "I will not look back," "My future is ahead of me," or "I release the past. I'm moving into what God has promised." Let the heavens record your decision. Let the enemy hear your faith. Let your soul feel the freedom that comes when you stop glancing back and finally look forward. This is the moment your destiny accelerates. Don't look back. Don't hesitate. Don't delay. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause, for there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. Einstein's brain power secret. Einstein didn't share all his findings with the public. A team of scientists were recently scouring through his private diary, and what they found startled them. Have a look at this. This is a page from Einstein's private diary. According to their reports, this page describes Einstein's 10-second ritual that was responsible for his brain power. He used it to come up with his greatest theories and solve complex problems, which ultimately led to his Nobel Prize. And you can do it at home right now. Ever since this leaked to the public, people have been reporting staggering results. Some picked up languages like French and Italian. Others picked up skills like chess. But what they all had in common is that they increased their brain power by a staggering 86.4%. You can do it at home right now. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret of Try Einstein's 10-second ritual for immense brain power. My beloved child, now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you. God is not behind you. He's already in your future, waiting to welcome you into the next dimension of your calling. Angelic confirmations. What the angels are doing behind the scenes to guide and protect you. Right now, as you read these words, you are not alone. There are angels positioned around you, not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. Assigned, dispatched, activated. They've been sent by the throne of heaven to guide you, protect you, war for you, and prepare the ground you're about to walk on. You may not see them, you may not hear them, but if you're spiritually awake, you've already sensed their presence. Have you ever felt a sudden peace in the middle of chaos? Have you ever been delayed, only to find out that delay saved your life? Have you ever been comforted when no one was around, but somehow felt that you weren't really alone? That wasn't your imagination. That was the movement of heaven's army. Hebrews 1:14 tells us clearly, are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation? That means angels are not decorations of faith stories. They are divine servants, and their full-time mission is to execute the will of God for your protection and progression. Right now, there are angels who are blocking the traps of the enemy that were set to delay or destroy you, preparing people in your next place to receive you with favor, whispering wisdom to your spirit while you sleep, strengthening your body and soul when you feel like giving up, warring in realms you'll never see so you can move forward in peace. And let me tell you something critical. The closer you get to divine relocation, the more active these angels become, because when you step into your appointed place, You step into new assignments, and new assignments attract angelic reinforcement. The enemy knows this. That's why the warfare has intensified. That's why your sleep has been disrupted. That's why confusion has tried to creep into your mind. But what Satan forgot is this: you are not walking this journey alone. God never sends his child into a new territory without sending warriors to go before them. Just like God sent an angel before Israel in Exodus 23:20, behold, I send an angel before you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. Let those words ring in your spirit, to the place I have prepared. That's what's happening now. Heaven has dispatched advance angels to scout the land, to clear demonic opposition, to open unseen gates, to place peace in the hearts of those who will assist you. And when you arrive at the new place God has ordained, you will notice something strange. Things that used to be hard will feel easy. People will respond to you with favor for no logical reason. Battles you once fought daily will suddenly disappear. Clarity will come quickly. Fear will vanish. The air itself will feel different. That's not luck. That's angelic alignment, because when angels finish their work, the atmosphere they touch becomes ready for heaven's agenda. So now I want you to stop and realize something. You've been praying for help, and help has already been dispatched. What you're about to step into was not only prepared by God, it's being guarded by angels. But angels respond to faith, not fear, and right now, they're watching. They're waiting for your agreement. They're waiting for your declaration, because every time you say yes to God's will, you give angels permission to go further, fight harder, and release faster. So I want you to make a public declaration of belief. Type in the comments, "Angels are preparing the way." "I trust God's plan," or "I walk in agreement with heaven." "I know I'm not alone." Let your voice activate what's already in motion. Let your agreement accelerate what's being prepared. Let your faith pull what is divine into the natural. You're not waiting for help. Help has already arrived. It's just waiting for you to step forward in obedience. Your path is covered. Your steps are guarded. Your destination is protected. Heaven has gone before you. Angels have gone ahead of you. Now it's time for you to catch up to what God has already arranged. A word of protection. Where God plants you, the enemy cannot touch you. One of the greatest fears that stops people from obeying divine instruction is the question, what if I move and it all falls apart? That fear is not from God. It is a whisper from the enemy, a seed of doubt designed to paralyze you right on the edge of your breakthrough. But hear the word of the Lord today. Where God plants you, the enemy cannot uproot you. Where God establishes you, the forces of darkness cannot penetrate. And where God covers you, no weapon formed against you will prosper. This is not a motivational phrase. This is spiritual law. Isaiah 54. 17 declares it clearly. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. The place God is taking you is not just new ground, it is protected ground. There are spiritual borders around it. There is angelic surveillance above it. There is favor woven into its soil, and any enemy that dares to follow you into it will be dealt with by heaven itself. Look what God said in Exodus 14. 14, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. This is what's waiting on the other side of your obedience. Peace that doesn't make sense, provision you didn't earn, protection you can't see but will absolutely feel. And yet, the enemy has tried to convince you that moving forward will make you vulnerable. But what he won't tell you is that staying where God no longer dwells is even more dangerous. You're not safe in the familiar. You're safe in obedience. The children of Israel were protected in the wilderness, not because they stayed in one place, but because they followed the cloud. And every time the cloud moved, they had to move with it because the cloud represented God's presence and God's protection. What protected you last year will not protect you this year because God has shifted. And if you don't follow him into the new, you may find yourself in a place where grace has expired. This is why the devil fights so hard to keep you mentally stuck, because he knows if you step into the place God has chosen for you, he loses access. That's the real fear behind your fear. The enemy isn't afraid of your relocation. He's afraid of your activation because the moment you step into the right place, your prayer life increases, your discernment sharpens, your provision flows, your authority rises, and your covering becomes unbreakable. The Lord himself will shield you. Psalm 91, 1:4 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart." The place God has chosen for you is not just a place of prosperity. It is a place of protection. You've survived storms, you've endured betrayal, you've cried in silence, you've questioned if it's ever going to turn around, and now heaven answers yes, but not here. Over there where I'm sending you. So now I ask you to speak boldly. Type in the comments, "Where God plants me, I am protected," or "The enemy has no access to my new season." Make it loud in the spirit. Let hell hear you say it. Let heaven mark your declaration, because you are not moving alone. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are being divinely transplanted into holy ground, and every enemy of your soul will be blocked by the hand of God himself. Do not fear where he sends you, he secures you. Where he leads you, he covers you. And what he assigns to you, no devil in hell can take from you. This is not just a new place. It is a fortress, a refuge, a place where your enemies will fall and your purpose will rise. The manifestation of the promise, it's closer than you think. You've waited, you've wondered, you've wept in silence, asking God when. But what you haven't fully realized is that while you were waiting, heaven was working. The gears of divine timing have been turning behind the curtain, and now something is beginning to shift. You can feel it in your spirit, a subtle trembling in your soul, a holy pressure that tells you something is coming, something is changing, something you've prayed for is moving from the invisible realm into tangible reality. The manifestation of God's promise over your life is not far off. It's at the door. Many people miss their moment because they expect fireworks, but divine fulfillment often begins in silence. Subtle nudges, unusual favor, unexpected clarity, small yeses that unlock supernatural acceleration. Look at the story of Elijah in 1 Kings 18. After a long drought, the prophet said, "I hear the sound of the abundance of rain." But when his servant looked at the sky, there was nothing. Elijah told him to keep looking 7 times again and again. And on the 7th time, the servant saw a cloud the size of a man's hand. That was all tiny, insignificant to the natural eye. But to Elijah, it was the signal that everything was about to break loose. And it did. Rain fell, crops flourished, the drought ended. Right now, your life may still look like a drought. Your bank account may still say lack. Your relationships may still be tense. Your body may still ache. But if you quiet the noise, you'll hear it. There is a sound of a cloud forming, the beginning of breakthrough, the first hint of favor, the early ripple of a tidal wave of fulfillment, because manifestation always starts small, then floods in fast. This is why the enemy has been attacking you harder lately. This is why discouragement has intensified. This is why your mind has been heavy, your sleep interrupted, your emotions unstable. He knows what's coming. He sees the glory forming. He hears the gates opening. He knows that the very thing he fought hardest to keep from you is now impossible to stop. The promise is in motion, but you must not quit now. This is the edge. This is the breaking point. This is the place where most people turn back right before the blessing becomes visible. Don't let that be you, because what God is about to do in your life is not average. It's not delayed. It's not partial. It is complete, sudden, undeniable, and irreversible. The financial turnaround, it's closer than you think. The healing you've longed for, closer than you think. The answered prayer, the right door, the restored peace, the breakthrough in your family, closer than you think. And when it comes, it won't come in pieces. It will come all at once. Joel 2:25-26 says, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. You will have plenty to eat. And you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you." That restoration is about to begin. The promise is about to manifest. So right now, let your faith speak louder than your fear. Type in the comments, "I believe my promise is near," or "God is manifesting what he spoke." I won't miss it. Make the enemy tremble. Let the angels move faster. Let your soul declare, I'm still here, still believing and still expecting. Because God has not forgotten a single word He spoke over your life. And what once seemed delayed is now being delivered. Not in theory, not in mystery, but in manifestation. Get ready, because it's not just on the way. It's already arriving. There comes a moment in every believer's life when the waiting ends and the speaking begins. God has shown you the signs. He has stirred your spirit. He has confirmed His voice through scripture, dreams, and divine direction. Now He is standing at the edge of your future, His hand stretched toward you, saying, do you receive what I've prepared? Because no matter how great the promise, no matter how beautiful the blessing, God will not force it on you. He will not drag you into the next season. He will not push you through the door. He waits for your yes, your declaration, your alignment. He waits for you to speak as a prophet over your own life. Romans 10:10 says, for with the heart one believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. Did you catch that? The mouth, the confession, the release. God responds to what you believe, yes, but He moves when you speak. And this is that moment. Right now, there is a new land waiting for you, a new level of peace, a new level of provision, a new dimension of purpose, and you must say, I accept it. Say it out loud wherever you are, in your home, in your car, in your heart, and then declare it for the world to see. Type in the comments now, I accept the place God has chosen for me. I receive the blessing and the protection of this new season. My yes is my weapon, and my future begins now. Let the angels witness it. Let the enemy tremble at it. Let your soul rise into it, because this is more than a phrase. It is a prophetic key. And the moment you say it, you unlock doors in the spirit that no man can close. God is not just moving you. He is crowning you. He is covering you. He is commissioning you. And with your declaration today, heaven records that you have agreed with your divine relocation. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what your spirit has been sensing. This is what your prayers have been preparing you for. No more confusion, no more delay, no more fear. Now is the time to speak. Now is the time to receive. Now is the time to prophesy. Say it again with authority. I accept the place God has chosen for me. Let that truth be the seed of your new season. Let it grow into houses you didn't build. Let it overflow into healing you didn't expect. Let it lead you to miracles you can't explain. The old place has expired. The new place is ready, and your spirit is now aligned with the God who prepared it. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being moved into position. You are being planted in purpose. You are being established in victory. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of everything God promised. If this message reached the deepest part of your heart, then share it. Let someone else receive what you just received. Comment below, "I'm stepping into my promise." Subscribe so you never miss what heaven is saying. Like and share this video with someone who needs this word. And if this message blessed you, consider planting a $100 seed of faith as a prophetic act of agreement. Because when you invest in a word, you anchor it to your life. Now go. Walk boldly, declare loudly, trust fully, because the place God has prepared for you is already waiting, and your feet are now free to enter it. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause, for there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. I broke down in tears after I heard this prayer. Never would I cry again. The first time I heard this prayer, I didn't expect much. I thought, how could something so simple make a difference? But the moment the words filled the air, I felt a shift deep within me. I couldn't stop the tears. Not because I was sad, but because I felt something I hadn't in a long time: hope. All I did was listen to this 60-second prayer and recite the words. It was so easy, yet the impact was life-changing. It's like a door opened in my life, a door to wealth, opportunities, and blessings that had always seemed out of reach. Suddenly, things began to fall into place. Bills I'd been stressing over were paid with ease. Opportunities to earn more money appeared out of nowhere. This prayer didn't just change my finances, it changed me. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret of listening to the prayer that changed everything. If you're struggling, if you're searching for a way to manifest the wealth and abundance you deserve, take 60 seconds. Just listen and recite. You never know, this prayer might change your life the way it changed mine. Don't wait another moment. My beloved child, now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you.